sir.
He is a former drug addict and an ex-con who has gone from behind bars to behind the pulpit.
God's not finished with any of us yet.
But some say Pastor Phil is tearing families apart.
He's destroyed a whole lot of lives. And if somebody doesn't stop him, he's going to continue.
Is Pastor Phil saving souls or just crusading for cash?
2, 1.
Zoom in, camera 1.
Let the good times roll.
New Orleans is rocking as people from all over take to the street for Mardi Gras madness.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
Downtown Julie Brown goes to the Big Easy for the wild celebration.
Swift is in. Chicago, we're coming to you first.
Audio check, 1, 2.
Then to LA.
It was always as though something bad is about to happen.
They thought they had moved to the home of their dreams until they found the nightmare buried beneath them.
We were being given a message, get out of here.
Today, the haunting real-life story behind the TV movie Grave Secrets.
Stand by.
Hello, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thank you for watching Inside Edition today. Our spies tell us that Mardi Gras in New Orleans this year was one of the wildest ever. So we sent downtown Julie Brown to Bourbon Street to get the inside story of the party of the year. Also coming up, the haunting of a suburban neighborhood. But first up today, an Inside Edition investigation. Another controversial ministry, this one called the Set Free Ministry. Its leader is a controversial preacher who some say is destroying families. Rick Kirkham with our report.
I grabbed hold of the Word of God, and I read the Word of God day and night.
Phil Aguilar is not your traditional Christian pastor, and his Set Free Ministries does not attract traditional Sunday morning worshipers. The congregation includes bikers, ex-junkies, and people on the edge. Jesus loves me, this I know. While serving time in prison for felony child abuse, Aguilar became a born-again Christian. After his release, he formed Set Free Ministries, intending to feed the hungry and help the outcasts of life. Everyone would be welcome in Phil Aguilar's church.
Whatever it takes that he can use this man to bring people to him, man, that's what we are.
His congregation now numbers nearly 5,000 people, and every week they come to hear this ex-con, former heroin addict praise Jesus. For many people in this Anaheim, California neighborhood, Phil Aguilar is thought to be God's right-hand man. After all, he founded Set Free Ministry supposedly to save souls. But now some of the very people who used to follow his Christian leadership say Phil Aguilar may be losing his own soul, and in fact is destroying the very lives of some of the people he claims to be saving.
If somebody doesn't stop him, he's going to continue.
Deborah Jenkins is not the only person who has made charges against Set Free. Among the other serious allegations are illegal drug use, the separation of families, and even taking his members' welfare dollars. Some claim that Set Free is a cult in the making. Dr. Ronald Enroth of Westmont College in California has recently published a book called Churches That Abuse.
Phil Aguilar is a puppet master. He's in charge. He pulls the strings. If you question him, you're in trouble. If you go against the program, if you don't agree with him, if you make waves, you're out yesterday.
Did Phil Aguilar actually have you sign and turn your welfare money over to him?
What we would do is we get our welfare checks, and it was just kind of an expected thing that we would cash them and give the money to the church, which was him.
Deborah Jenkins remembers talking with Phil Aguilar about how he was going to turn Set Free into a money-making operation.
I remember him telling me people are like cattle, they'll follow anything. I've found the greatest way to make money, and it's like a scam. Nobody questions me.
Perhaps the most serious allegations against Aguilar have come from this stack of formal complaints prepared by ex-members and their families, outlining the pastor's efforts to control people by dividing families. Deborah Jenkins' daughter, Tracy, is still a Set Free member.
Well, she was the epitome of what everyone would want their daughter to be. Beautiful inside and outside.
But since Tracy's been in Set Free, Deborah claims that she has changed from a vibrant young woman to an angry, submissive follower who is following Aguilar's advice to sever family ties.
The last time I heard from her was the day after Mother's Day when she said she never wanted to see me again.
She's, got a lot of personal, grudges against Pastor Phil, which I personally think that instead of going to the media and things, that she needs to talk with him, personally, instead of, going to other people.
Just down the street from the Set Free Church lives the Lambert family. They, too, have experienced the pain of Set Free Ministries.
The women are basically have no choice or opinion or right to what they feel that they should think about anything. They do what they're told.
The Lamberts pulled their daughter Charity from Set Free a little over a year ago. But when Set Free discovered that we had approached the Lamberts about an interview on Inside Edition, Charity's father told us that 2 Set Free members went to his business for a little talk.
They said, well, we've come down here to ask you not to do it, and if you do it, Fred, and the tone got real somber and real serious, then we're going to have to tell everybody that your daughter slept with all kinds of men down here. And even me, and I'm not the only one, there was lots of us.
Intimidation, we discovered, was a tactic that Set Free had used several times before. When another Southern California pastor began asking questions about Set Free's religious practices, he was sent this letter in which Set Free threatened to make public unsubstantiated allegations about his personal life. Deborah Jenkins was also surprised with a recent visit from her daughter Tracy and her husband. They, too, tried to convince her not to appear on this show. But all it did was convince her that Aguilar was more out of control than ever.
He's evil. I believe his heart's seared. I don't believe that man has a conscience even.
As the controversy heats up around Set Free Ministries, Aguilar continues to be dogged by other serious allegations. According to Charity Lambert, drugs, including crack cocaine, were used in the Set Free group homes.
Do you think Phil Aguilar knew about this?
Oh, yeah, definitely, without a doubt.
And he did nothing to correct it?
No.
In a small Texas town 2,000 miles away, Set Free has found itself in the middle of yet another firestorm. Shiloh Ranch. It is here where many young people come seeking Christian help in beating their drug habits. But for Ryan Brewer, a troubled 17-year-old, his problems only began the day he walked through these gates. According to a recent lawsuit, Ryan was offered crack cocaine for sex here. Who was behind this drugs for sex scam? According to Ryan's lawsuit, it's this man, Mario Ruiz, the pastor of Set Free Ranch in Colleyville, Texas. An attorney for the defendant says the suit is without merit. However, this man claims he's the guy who gave the drugs to Ryan and Ruiz. How much cocaine did you provide him with?
Maybe about $350 to $400 a month worth of this rock cocaine.
My son was been in the hospital for 4 months after he got out of Set Free. He was suicidal. He was on suicidal watch.
Phil Aguilar had a responsibility not to put an ordained minister into Texas that was not thoroughly checked out.
How you doing? I'm Rick Kirkham. Is Mario Ruiz around?
No, he's not.
He's not?
I was told that, you guys had to leave.
I feel like he cheated us. He took the Lord and he played a game.
We have made repeated attempts to speak with Pastor Aguilar, but we're turned down every time. I wonder if Pastor Aguilar might be around, or we could talk with him.
Well, make an appointment and we can do that.
We finally caught up with Phil Aguilar shortly after last Sunday's services as he was walking to his van. I wonder if you could talk to me for a few minutes about some of the serious allegations against you and your ministry.
It's all about Jesus.
Really? Is the part about Jesus where the kids say they're openly allowed to use drugs in the ministry?
Yes, they're lying. Yeah, it's all about Jesus.
Is it? What about the fact that people who used to be with your ministry say that you use brainwashing techniques to try and split families apart?
Both of them.
Do you use brainwashing techniques?
We just share the Bible.
Why don't you stop and talk with us for a minute, Pastor?
Because I'm busy going to an outreach to share Jesus with others.
These are serious allegations, Pastor.
We love you. We love you.
Phil Aguilar clearly has his share of supporters, including the owners of the Christian TV network, TBN, and the mayor of Anaheim, Fred Hunter.
But Pastor Phil in Set Free has taken
people that a lot of others would not even attempt to take and change their lives.
But equally vocal is a small army of people who sincerely believe that Phil Aguilar is a dangerous man.
I think there's always the possibility of a Jim Jones-like phenomenon down the road. I'm not predicting that. I don't want to compare him now with Jim Jones, but I'm often asked that question, and there's some very interesting surface parallels.
Set Free continues to be the fastest growing church in Orange County, California. The church now controls 24 drug and alcohol rehab centers. And there is much more to come today as Inside Edition continues for you. A dream home turns into a house of horrors and the owners blame spirits. And Julie Brown goes to the Mardi Gras. Need we say more?
Mardi Gras madness. It's a head trip.
No place hops like Sonic.
Gee, I'm really ready for something different. I think I'll have...
We always have steak and taters, right, Pa?
Yeah, a chicken fried steak sandwich.
Taters. Don't forget tater tots, Pa.
Hey, what a great idea. Steak and taters, only $2.49.
Here's your steak and taters, Mr. Avalon.
Now, Pa, settle down.
No place hops like Sonic.
Born one of 9 children, Lena Guerrero was inspired to do more for herself and family. She graduated from the University of Texas and began a successful business. At 26, Lena was elected to the Texas House and became one of the 10 best legislators. Governor Richards appointed Lena to the Railroad Commission, where she's worked hard to develop new markets for Texas fuels and to create jobs.
I'm Elena Guerrero. I want to continue to be an independent voice working for Texas families, and we'd appreciate your vote.
Do you have to take your clothes off today to get a job?
They're paid to work nude.
Since the beginning of advertising, sex and women sell the product. What I do is fun.
Watch them undress for success.
If I take my clothes off right now and going down to this underwear, will you take me seriously as a talk show host?
No, I'd hire you to come clean my house.
You won't believe your eyes.
If you've got it, use it.
The next Montel Williams Show.
The hottest new talk show, tonight at 11:30.
Direct from New Orleans, it's Popeye's Super Shrimp Sampler. Cooked with our secret spices for that special Popeye's flavor. You get mouth-watering butterfly shrimp, our exclusive recipe Cajun battered fries, and a fresh, crisp garden salad. Popeye's Super Shrimp Sampler, all for only $2.99. You're gonna love it. Popeye's Super Shrimp Sampler, just $2.99, only at Popeye's.
The Amityville horror scared millions of people. A house on Long Island supposedly haunted. Many believed it. Well, now there is a new house of horror situation. It was portrayed last night in the TV movie Grave Secrets. Today, Joel Loy has the real story behind the film.
Newport subdivision, like the sign said, life's new way of living, or so it seemed. This Houston, Texas suburb appeared to have it all. Quiet streets lined with upper-middle-class homes where the most well-manicured lawns received monthly awards. But some say underneath it all, down in the dirt, was a secret so evil, so destructive, that one family left everything and ran for their lives.
I lost everything.
Let's see.
And I'm still working at just being normal like other people.
The lives of Jean and Ben Williams changed forever back in 1980 when they used their life savings to build this house, their dream house. But as depicted in last night's TV movie Grave Secrets, that dream house became a living nightmare. Actress Patty Duke played the part of Jean Williams in a cinematic catalog of catastrophe.
As long as we lived in that house, we would have nothing but bad luck. It was that bad feeling I had when we first moved in. It was always as though something bad is about to happen. Something bad did happen. And it happened, and it happened.
The Williams say it started with a series of unexplained annoyances. An automatic garage door with a mind of its own.
Come on, door.
Toilets mysteriously flushing by themselves. There were bug infestations, dead pets, drippy black goop, and more.
I opened the door to the utility room, and this big gush of wind just came from my back. And it was like to blow me all the way through. And all of a sudden, it was gone. I turned back around and to look, see what the garage looked like, and everything was normal.
Eventually, the Williams discovered that some of their neighbors were also having problems, but nobody knew why.
And here we were, under this black cloud with all this stuff happening. What was the reason?
The Williams think the answer was revealed when a neighbor was about to dig a swimming pool.
2 bodies buried where you fixing to dig. 2 bodies, huh? That's right. Betty and Charlie Thomas.
And sure enough, the pool dig was halted when what appeared to be an old coffin and human remains were found. The bodies were those of Betty and Charlie Thomas. This is the only known photograph of Betty Thomas. It belongs to her nephew, 79-year-old Eddie Matthews, who says the subdivision was built on land that in the old days was used as a cemetery for poor blacks.
Up in the hundreds, about 100, 150, maybe 200, I don't know. It's a lot of people buried back there.
I think it was souls in limbo, unrest because we were there. I believe with all my heart that we were being given a message, get out of here.
They said, well, we done sent them, been nice to them, showing them signs to tell them to get off. They're not doing it. Now we're going to make them pay.
The poltergeist activity got progressively worse, and Jean says she felt a tangible presence of evil.
I felt that so many times. And then it was like one of these emotions would jump out, like, okay, first frustration and then anger. You know, well, what are you? Show yourself. Let me see you.
For God's sake, let me see you!
And eventually the time came when the couple says they did see things.
I turned and woke Jean up, and I said, look at that door. I said, watch that shadow. She said, I said, you see it? She said, yeah.
But the last straw was the death of their 30-year-old daughter, Tina. Stricken with cancer when they moved in, Tina was in remission when she mysteriously died of a heart attack.
I think they killed my daughter. I don't know what kind of evil force it was, but they did it. So God is my witness. It was evil that done it.
The Williams finally left, losing tens of thousands of dollars. The people who now live in the house say they have experienced nothing out of the ordinary. But Ben and Jean remain convinced that their ordeal was orchestrated from beyond the grave.
Too much happened for too long, and it was all really bad. It could not have been natural.
Well, today, Ben and Jean Williams live in Montana, where they have started a support group for people who believe they have dealt with supernatural forces. Just ahead, the Party Force, Mardi Gras, New Orleans. Downtown Julie Brown will take us there.
It's Mardi Gras madness, and it's big, big, big.
Travel arranged through Continental, taking off in 1992 with new non-stops to Madrid, London, and Munich. Continental to Europe, one airline can make a difference.
On Friday, we'll go inside the secret world of video games.
Presenting the shrimp platters.
Let's go to churches.
Let's go.
'Cause they got a lot of what I like.
Something big is happening at churches. It's the shrimp platter. 12 delicious shrimp, cocktail sauce, coleslaw, and golden fries, all for $2.99. Church's shrimp platter for $2.99. It's going to knock you off your feet.
Let's go to churches.
Let's go.
'Cause they got what I like.
Wouldn't it be great if you could have a personal fashion consultant to help you pick out things to wear? Or you can have a consultant for the thing you wear the most, your glasses. EyeMaster's eyewear specialists analyze the shape of your face like a consultant would and help you choose from thousands of frames. So about an hour later, you're gonna love the way you look. Look for EyeMaster's newspaper coupons and buy one, get one free, or we'll pay for your eye exam. And you make no payments for 90 days when you use your Sears charge at EyeMaster's.
Attention Arclatex, while they last at Roundtree, special purchase program cars priced to save you thousands. We'll handle the financing, give you top dollar for your trade, get automatic air, AM, FM stereo, and full factory warranty. In a 91 Geo Metro slashed to $135 a month. 91 Chevy Cavalier RS, sale price $158 a month. 91 Geo Prism, beautiful car, $169 a month. 91 Toyota Corolla DX, lots of extras, $179 a month. But you must buy now, supply is limited. Hurry, special purchase program cars priced to save you thousands. While they last at Roundtree South on Mansfield Road, Shreveport.
If you had South Central Bell's call block...
Hello?
You could tell your phone to stop most annoying callers. From ever annoying you again. So get call block now and save the $22.99 connection charge. Then, with a touch of a few buttons...
No way, Bub. You're not getting through again.
You can rest easy.
Do you have to take your clothes off today to get a job?
They're paid to work nude.
Since the beginning of advertising, sex and women sell the product. What I do is fun.
Watch them undress for success.
If I take my clothes off right now and going down to this underwear, will you take me seriously as a talk show host?
No, I'd hire you to complete my hair.
You won't believe your eyes.
If you've got it, use it.
The next Montel Williams Show.
The hottest new talk show. Tonight at 11:30.
The city of New Orleans is resting today after a week of non-stop partying, celebrating this year's Mardi Gras. To get us inside the story, we look for a reporter who would fit right in. Here's Julie Brown.
Well, if you don't know what that means, it means let the good times roll. And good times are exactly what's been going on here in New Orleans. The Big Easy pulled out all the stops as Mardi Gras madness got into full swing. The streets, the restaurants and the hotels were filled to the brim with folks from all over, striving to celebrate merrymaking at its best before the season of Lent came tumbling in.
New Zealand.
New Zealand? You came all the way from New Zealand to Mardi Gras?
Halfway around the world for this.
But the tourists by no means are the only ones practicing raucous revelry. It's the hometown folks who really know how to tear it up. Local performer and resident Charmaine Neville gave me a few tips on how to do it right. So, me being a tourist, I've seen all the tourist things. What does is it a New Orleanser?
New Orleanian. A New Orleanian.
Okay.
And in New Orleans, the locals get out and we go and party, but the main thing we do is we eat.
Foolishness seem to be the main theme here, and preparing for the big day known as Fat Tuesday can take all year. There are social clubs, or as they call them, crews, with names like Proteus, Rex and Zulu. These groups are the very backbone of the carnival season. Every crew sponsors its own society ball, some masquerade and some with a debutante flair. All these gala events, such as the Barker's Ball, where we are right now, the floats come in off the streets and into the party. It's black tie, very upper crust, and invitation only. You're part of the Barker's crew, which means what?
Well, it means party time in New Orleans, mostly. It's one of the greatest party groups in all of Mardi Gras.
The crews are also responsible for the colorful parade pageantry, and one man in particular is the master float builder. Mardi Gras madness. That's what we call it. Is it madness for you getting this whole thing ready?
It is, but it's also a joy. You could write Mr. Mardi Gras and all the mail comes to me.
Any other town, I'd be a float builder.
Plain Kern has 28 carnival warehouses all over the world and over 400 of his floats lit up and paraded over the Crescent City. Eventually, it's showtime and the crews know how to do it. Each parade carries its own theme and tosses all types of throws.
So it was a wild and wacky trip. The heart and soul of New Orleans rolled onto the streets from dawn till dark. And after it was all over, all that was left was a few beads, the memories, and to go home and recuperate.
That looked like fun. And the next big celebration, St. Patrick's Day, less than 2 weeks away. An Inside Edition will be right back.
People love the old type of granola because it was loaded with great taste. They didn't know it was also loaded with fat. Introducing a new type of granola. New Kellogg's low-fat granola for the new granola type. All the delicious whole grains, almonds, and raisins you love, but only half the fat of leading granolas. So if you like the great taste of granola, but don't want all the fat, try new Kellogg's low-fat granola. Great taste, half the fat.
Hey, Angelo, congratulations.
For what?
For selling your fine pastas and sauces in the supermarket. You know, DiGiorno pastas and sauces.
Ah, DiGiorno.
Right. All delicious, and they're all right there in the refrigerated case.
But like last night, we had tortellini with Alfredo. Just like here, but at home.
Say, I didn't know your last name was DiGiorno.
Neither did I. For restaurant taste at your place, DiGiorno.
Good evening from Channel 12. I'm Karen Adams. Republican challenger Patrick Buchanan brought his presidential campaign to Shreveport today and right into the Channel 12 studios. Coming up tonight at 10, we'll tell you more about his visit. We'll tell you about a massive computer virus that's scheduled to hit in a couple of days. Criminal computer hackers tinkering with almost every aspect of American life. And a campaign to stop the killing in Shreveport. Those stories and more on KSLA News 12 at 10.
To celebrate the 10th anniversary of Shoney's breakfast bar, we're giving you all this food for about the price of a fast food breakfast. Monday through Friday, Shoney's breakfast bar is only $2.99. It's for a limited time, so you better hurry. You should dress first.
And here's what's upcoming on Inside Edition.
Did this doctor and his partners sell a phony treatment to desperate AIDS patients?
When you're in such a desperate situation, you grasp at whatever straws.
A lot of people died as a result of his mistreatments.
See how his own controversial cures caught up with him.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. Thanks again for watching Inside Edition. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Hope to see you tomorrow.